Welcome everybody. Welcome to another video. Welcome to my channel, The Financial Trader's Mindset. In this video, I will be going over how your career can be comparable to trading the financial markets. I identify missteps and help avoid pitfalls as you develop in your career through comparisons to the financial markets. By the end of this video, you may identify some actions within yourself that could be detrimental to your career development. So as a trader of the financial markets, human behavior and emotion is just riddled on the charts. These human emotions that I see is fear and greed. Now I'm going to show you how you can use this human psychology to optimize your journey in your career. I will go over different phases of your own maturity and compare that to how a stock grows over time. I truly believe if you're able to apply this to yourself, you can find your groove, double down on your strengths, and you'll see some favorable results in your career. First, let's compare how human psychology in markets can be comparable to everyday events. Let's take traffic. Traffic in rush hour, for example. Everyone trying to get to work, everyone in a hurry, then boom. Car accidents. You see, when you see a car accident during rush hour, you think those people tend to put themselves at risk for very little reward. What did they have to gain by being so much in a hurry? You can find these patterns of degeneracy and lack of thinking in everyday life. So the human psychology, a big risk for a very small reward, is very apparent here. You can compare that to the stock market. People ape into same day zero DTE options for a huge amount of risk for very little gain. The financial markets just function in this way. So you're going to learn how to avoid these risks, these large amount of risks for very little reward. Sometimes you just have to accept the loss. You're late for work, so be it. Try not to do it next time. And that's how you got to think about the stock market. You make a mistake trading, you got to find that mistake and correct it. So in the beginning of your career, you're like a company that's about to go public into the stock market. You're new and fresh into the workforce. We can only guess and speculate where our performance is going to take us and where our future is headed. So when we are young, we find it very difficult to find our purpose. We don't know if we should just go to college, what industry we like. Should we move to a different city? Should we work with our parents on their business? As someone with very little experience in any career field, we are hoping to land that grand slam opportunity that will propel us to prosperity. We want that easy gig, the one we love, the one that makes a ton of money. Doesn't always happen. It's similar to that one investment, that very small investment, very risky, and we're hoping it would just make us wealthy in a short period of time. But I'm here to tell you, is more prone to failure than success. There's always risk you have to take in life, but they have to be well thought out and well calculated. And if it doesn't work out, make sure you have a backup plan. You recalibrate and you try again. You can fail your way to success. You just got to be smart about it. Don't take dumb risk for no reason. Don't be that guy in traffic or that girl in traffic that's in a hurry to get to work and get into an accident. Experimentation is key. You want to find something that resonates with you. It's similar to investing. What sector do you want to invest in? What companies do you like? You want to round up your options that you can really put all your energy and effort into. So when you're growing into maturity, you got to find out who you are and your purpose. This takes time and experimentation, especially when you're young. But now is the time to take those risks. You got to figure out what you like early on. At first, your career could just be very volatile. Kind of like a newly IPO or new ICO. Very volatile, price discovery, lots of uncertainty. And the gist of it, or down to the core of it, you don't even know if you'll like it. So that's why you got to make small investments in yourself to get those huge returns. Get that knowledge. Figure out what you like, your interests. Start honing in on that to a point until you find exactly what you're looking for. Not to say that it'll be a guaranteed win. Sometimes it'll flop. Sometimes you'll get way into your journey, into something that you think you like. That career might not work out. that investment in that stock just doesn't work out. The whole thesis changes. You see something else that totally changes your mind. So then you got to make that hard decision. Should I pivot or should I continue on? And that's a hard decision to make, but that's only one that you can make yourself. Plan out your roadmap and pinpoint timelines of where you should be along your journey. As long as you're following your roadmap and timeline, you stay invested and do what you can to improve and develop in your journey. All right, so we're going to go into the growth phase, similar to like a stock when it's in its growth phase. So if the direction you pick is successful and you truly enjoy it, then you really double down on it. Compound your knowledge, develop your skills, become an expert in your field. You got to continuously develop yourself. And then you start beginning to learn the ropes, right? Learn how to get into management, how to get into a position where you develop others. But you got to take what you know from the past and your experience, and some of it is intuition, and you got to apply it into your career. When you're in this phase, you can take some risks, but still keep them calculated, right? Understand that you're still growing and you're still developing, because the wrong mistake or something that ruins your reputation at work, that's very hard to repair. Compare this thought to investing. Say you made $10,000. I would rather have that $10,000 of profit be 1% of my portfolio, as opposed to that $10,000 in profit being 100% of my portfolio. You are willing to take on a lot of risk for that big gain. So what happens if that investment would fail? You lose all your money, or at least most of it. Same with your career. If you take a big risk, you could ruin your whole reputation, your whole career. It's all about risk management and taking your shots when the opportunity is available. Same like the stock market. I take my money, I wait for opportunities that are low risk, but have an outsized reward, and I take my shot. And that's it. That's how you got to approach your career. And here's another thought. When you're in that growth phase, try to avoid focusing on others' progress. Avoid comparisons to other people. They're in a different journey. Avoid those comparisons, because if you're not motivated and you don't have that confidence to keep moving forward, it's going to be very tough on you. Especially when you compare yourself to others. You're like, man, I've been in this position as long as he has or she has, and she got promoted or he got promoted, and I'm still not promoted. What's going on? See, that's a comparison. There's something maybe you can learn from them. You know, maybe talk to them, befriend them, see what they're doing. What are they doing different that you're not doing? So even though they may be ahead of you, getting that promotion doesn't mean you're not doing well. You know, you could be doing perfectly well, but your opportunity just has not shown its face yet. But you got to be prepared for it. Keep developing yourself. Learn, get knowledge, become more of an expert. Help others make their job easier. Now, how do you compare that to investing? Simple. I don't look at other traders and think, oh man, I wish I was there. I used to. I definitely used to early in my career. But I like to look at other traders and just see how they got those results, how they made that trade. And then I take that and I'll ask them questions like, what did you think here? What did you do here? What was the thought process there? And then if they're willing to share, they'll tell me, and then I'll internalize it and say, okay, how can I make this work in my journey as a trader? All right, last but not least, the maturity phase, when you become a dividend stock. So you're probably thinking like, how would I become a dividend stock? How does that compare to me in my career? Well, let me tell you, you're now getting out of that growth phase and you're getting to more of a point of where you're really more focused on just maintaining business, earning those profits, and then paying out dividends to your investors. Your skills are considered to be that of an expert. Maybe you're in the C-suite. Maybe you're a CEO of a company. Maybe, you could even be a manager of a company. It doesn't matter, but you're an expert in your field. Your value has reached its peak and you're finding its equilibrium. You're now coasting. You're making a good return. Things are good. Life is good. Your career is going really well. You want to maintain that. So you no longer invest into you, or people don't invest into you to see you grow as much. Well, maybe a little bit, but they more so invest into you to get some of your time, to get some of your knowledge, to get some tips on what not to do, to help them in their career. That way they can avoid the mistakes that you made on your journey, and it will help shorten their learning curve. You see how this is kind of like a cycle of how it goes, and then people will benefit from your knowledge. Those are the dividends. Those are the dividends you're paying out. You're like that dividend stock that everybody wants to be a part of, that's been going strong for years. And especially if you're paying out that knowledge over a long period of time, and you're sharing that knowledge with other people and helping people along the way. What's the use of having all that knowledge if you don't share it, right? So you gotta think of it that way. When you get to that point, you gotta give back. So you're probably wondering, how do I help others? Become a mentor, or just share the knowledge online. Share it through Medium, blog posts, videos. You've already established yourself as someone that's stable, trustworthy, and very knowledgeable in your field. It's kind of like the stock market, right? They see a dividend stock. It's well established, paying out dividends on a regular basis over time. People will invest in it without even thinking twice, because they know that the stock has shown over time that it's proven to be worthy to invest in. They will come to you and they will open up to you and receive that knowledge willingly from you. They will even pay you for your time for that knowledge, and that is the benefit. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and even leave a comment below. Tell me what you would like to see, and I'll definitely take it into consideration. I read all my comments. I don't get many, so but yes, please leave a comment below, subscribe, share it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.